There we go. There we go. Is my Warhammer cable working? One second. Let's see. There we go. Everything's set. We're live here with the best of 7 against Houseplant. Should be a pretty good one. We're playing on both here and on Terran's good old stream. And it should be a fast one. It should be a fast one today, as we both have our factions already selected. And all the maps are pre-made. We already have our armies ready. So all we gotta do is wait for Houseplant to show up, and shall it begin? Hopefully we don't lose instantly here. Houseplant is an amazing player, extremely strong, and we're gonna be trying to put the best fight that we can. Big Sarge, hello, happy to have you here. I am still on vacay right now, but I wanted to, you know, I got the obligations to play this match. Might as well stream it too. So pretty exciting. Now, our matchups right now are pretty interesting. I guess I can go over that real quick. We have Warriors, or we have my Tzeentch against his Warriors of Chaos. Then my Vampire counts against his Dark Elves. My Dark Elves against his Nurgle. All three pretty good matchups already. Then we have Warriors of Chaos against his Tzeentch on a map that I feel like is slightly better for Chaos. We have Norsca into his Demons of Chaos, which I would love to play. Khorne into his Norsca, which is a little bit of a back and forth. Not sure how I feel about that. And then for the last one, it's going to be my Greenskins against his Counts, which is almost assuredly just an instant loss on our part. So, we have some pretty good fights. I would say, if we get to the ace match, we lost it, because there's no way I'm beating Counts with Greenskins. But everything else should be pretty fine. Toad's judging me? No, he's looking away. We're intimidating him. What's good? Jonas. Jonas, I don't know how to say your name, but things are going well. We're gonna be playing this very, very interesting best of 7. I can't believe he has Demons of Chaos as part of his picks, but fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we don't get annihilated. Alright, here we go. So his first faction's Warriors of Chaos. Nice. Let's see, what banner do we want here? I like this sort of teal purpley banner. Let's go with that. Let's go with that and see how well it goes. Thank you for the good luck. Suffos, thank you very much. You have to play the green skins. Yeah, the green skins were in the final match. So all of our matchups today were blind picks. So it was just 7 blind picks in a row, and we're playing each and every single matchup. Generally causes a lot of RNG, but because we are in a best of 7 type situation, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. That sort of balances out all the RNG. So I'm feeling pretty good. If you guys want to check out Turin's stream, by the way, he's down below in the description. Feel free to go over there if you want to watch the sort of casting overview, which is also quite nice. Alright, but here we go. It's going to be rapid fire games today. We basically already have our build set up. So it's just going to be game after game after game. Oh boy. It's going to be less taxing in terms of making the builds, but it's going to be more taxing in terms of just perpetual play. It's going to be more or less endless. So, a little bit fearful, I gotta say. I'm a little bit afraid of facing up against Houseplant. I believe on the Total Tavern website, he has a 100% win rate. I also have a 100% win rate. So we haven't run into each other in a while. I heard he's been getting some good practice in. Or no, I think that might have been random nicks. But regardless, he's a very scary player. One of, I would say for sure, the best domination players in the previous patches. But we'll see if his skills actually carry over in this new patch. It mostly focuses on trading. You know me. I'm playing as Tzeentch. I'm going the usual, right? We got the million skirmishers, we got the Kairos. Going a bit heavier on the Kairos today. I want him to actually be a little bit of a better fighter. And then, nice, there we go. So these guys are gonna help secure this point over here. We got the Halberds pushing over here. And then we're just going to use the skirmishers and see if we can harass him a bit. Now, he's playing as Chaos. I would expect him to have his own skirmishers, but thankfully for us, Kairos is fairly good at shutting those guys down. We have blue fire. We have a net followed by Tzeentch's firestorm, obviously quite strong. And then, well, yeah, that's basically it. Honestly, you don't really need much more else. Over here, our reinforcements are specifically built to deal with Hellstriders, you know, Marauders of Tzeentch Spears, Forsaken, all very good. Just a single blue, just to sort of mix it up a bit, just in case we need them. And for his build, he's going to be going pretty heavy on the skirmishers. My goodness, look at that. And a Be'lakor, too. Now, Be'lakor has quite a lot of HP. He'll still take damage from our blue fire, so I'm not super worried about that, but we gotta be wary. We gotta be a little bit wary here. And I want to get the trading started as soon as possible. Let's see, he has mostly skirmishers and just Marauder infantry. Nothing too crazy over there. And this would tell me that I probably want to get Forsaken. They're good against basically everything here, as long as they're not taking too many javelin shots. And I can go ahead and start getting my blue fires off. We're going to start off with a shot at Be'lakor. I think that's overall a pretty good idea. He wants to try and juke a little bit here. Try and waste my ammo. Don't want that to happen. So we're just going to stick with the blue fires instead and turn fire at will off. Now he's doing a good job with his sort of zoning here. Just making sure that my skirmishers aren't really going to be able to fire here. As if Be'lakor is sort of directly above him, they won't really be able to get too much damage in. We do get a nice volley off though. Little bit of damage. A lot of bit of damage, dang. Alright, and the pull away. So overall, I'd say we're starting to trade pretty well. We're trading okay. Nothing too amazing's happening right now. I will be netting Be'lakor though. And getting a bit of fire on him. He's gonna pop his defensive matrix though. Keep him safe. That's a good play on his part. And we're just gonna keep kiting away. As long as we're running away from his skirmishers, that will ensure that we take a little bit less damage here. And let's see, do I want to make a big play with Kairos? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if we want to make a big play with Kairos just yet. Let's just keep pulling away here and kiting him out. There we go. So Be'lakor, we sort of just traded abilities here. I have limited uses, so I'd say that's overall in the favor of Houseplant, but I'm feeling okay. I'm gonna keep getting Forsaken too, just because I really want to counter. I want to hard counter his sort of Marauder spam that he has going here. I also really want to regenerate my shields. Let's go ahead and swap my Horsemen positioning. And then Kairos can also get another blue fire on the Be'lakor over there. Nice, so he's starting to split up his Horsemen now. I wonder how I want to deal with this. He's actually summoning pretty hard over there. I'm gonna double back and try and fight him off. Man, I'm not liking this lag though. It feels like every game that I'm playing recently, when Turin is involved, we get the lags. I played some games earlier today and we didn't get any, but nevertheless, it's still going at a decent pace. As long as it doesn't get any worse, we should be okay. I'd say this is also a really nice time to get the blues over here. They're gonna do great against the skirmishers. And then as my skirmishers are here to support, we should be fine. In the meantime, let's just keep poking down Be'lakor. We have near infinite amounts of Winds of Magic, so no problem there. Yeah, I feel like Turin's internet. It might be him, but I don't want to lay blame just yet. That's sort of in bad taste. Though definitely last time it was 100% Turin, so who knows? Who knows? So once I get the blues here, they'll be able to secure this area. He summoned a lot of infantry here, so I'm not as worried about him taking over this position. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. We can go ahead and get another blue fire on the Be'lakor too. He's not really the safest guy from this sort of playstyle. Although Kairos is having a little bit of a hard time actually getting into position. He might get a bit of poke here, but thankfully for me, because of the shields, I'm not actually that worried. I'm not too worried about the sort of pokes of his skirmishers. And okay, it looks like he is going to be starting to maneuver over here. We want Kairos out of that situation as fast as possible. And then I will, let's see here. I'm just going to get a spear unit real quick. I'm really worried about the Hellstriders. We don't want to run into them too much. We did capture this low ground point, thankfully. So that's quite good for me. Oh, geez, that lag. That lag. All right, there we go. Managed to climb our way out of it. Nice. Now, I wonder if Be'lakor is going to chase. I assume not. Houseplant should know that he'll just get annihilated by my range if he does that. It looks like Be'lakor is going to be pulling back. Oh, geez, the lag. It just keeps getting worse and worse as time goes on, doesn't it? Alright, now how are we going to deal with these skirmishers? I don't really want to split up my skirmish corps too much here. In fact, we're even going to start pulling back over here. And then... Let's see, starting to dedicate a lot over there. I would say I probably want to contest this area. The question is with which units? I'd say... Oh, crap, we accidentally... I think we just bugged Kairos' blue fire. Can I make sure I unbug that? Alright, there we go. There's a bug where you can cast blue fire so free. You definitely don't want to be doing that. Alright. So let's keep contesting here. And I think, honestly, I think getting some flamethrowers out will probably be good enough. But alright, Turin has left the game, and okay, then it's instantly over. Alright. Well, game just crashed. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I think me and Turin have been really having a bad time. It's something between Canada. Something between Canada and what's it? Between Canada and US recently has just been really, really just having terrible connection. It's the same with Flying Taco. Let me see if there's a way I can fix this. Alright, so we're just going to be sending the replays to Turin instead. That's a shame, but it's how it'll have to be. Let's go ahead and grab the lobby. Okay, nice. Houseplant set up the lobby for us. Alright, join with code. And then we can get underway. We can sort of send the replays to Turin. And then it should be fine. Alright. There's my Tzeentch army. And let's ready up. Alright, nice. Take two, take two. The crushing defeat, yeah. Crushing defeat. Houseplant's too good. He's too good. Alright, so Houseplant is also in the Americas, so I'm on Rogers. Yeah, Houseplant's also in the Americas, so there's a chance that it's also going to be laggy with them. If it is, it confirms our theory, but it doesn't really help us at all. It just means that we have bad connection. Alright, here we go. Is there a way I can, like, maybe I should reset my router or something? I probably gotta reset my router or who knows what. How would you rate Tzeentch in the current meta? Very strong. Tzeentch is incredibly strong. Hey, Brandon England, thank you very much for the 2. Alright, let's see, is it lagging? It doesn't seem like it is. It seems like it's going okay. So that's sort of a good sign. I'm gonna deploy the same way as I did earlier. Good luck, have fun. Alright. Yeah, it feels faster. It feels faster. I think something between me and Turin apparently, because he can play games with other people just fine. He can play it just fine, and like no problems at all. It's just me and him and Flying Taco apparently. All right, but anyway, same strat as before: blue fire, Be'lakor, or his skirmishers, and then we're set. All right, here we go. Let's grab him a skirmishers. Get the Kairos moving up as soon as possible. Let's see, this thing is just reserved, so you basically want to use it right away. Alright. Nice, looking smooth, looking smooth. So first things first, we want to hit up the Horse Masters. He's taken 2 Horse Masters. So I can focus them down pretty easily, I think. Alternatively, we just go for the Be'lakor if he wants to play very aggressively. I'm down for that too. Nice, let's get the spawn into position. There we go. Shot fired number 1. So already a pretty good trade for us. We can go ahead and burn some of their ammo with the Kairos. Disable fire at will because Be'lakor is over here. And then turn it back on once his guys get a bit close. Alright. Alright. Now, can we actually poke down Be'lakor? That's a real question. We can get a little bit of damage on him, but I don't know how much exactly. His skirmishers are playing really aggressively, and oh my gosh. Be'lakor going just all in, apparently. Alright, well, let's light him up. Let's pull these guys over here and go for Forsaken. There we go. Getting loads of damage here with my own skirmishers. Good stuff. With Be'lakor, actually Be'lakor's unnetted now, which is a little bit awkward. Let's just slow down the blue fire over here. I think that should work out okay. It could be a little bit sketchy, but I think it sort of stops their retreat. So I might be able to get a big ol' surround here on him. And oh my gosh, he just force passed through the blue fire. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of damage. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Oh my gosh, he just walked through that and got mauled. Jeez. Alright. Nevertheless, the skirmishers are getting a lot more damage on my infantry this time around. So I do have to be a little bit careful about that. In the meantime, we'll just keep pressuring the Be'lakor though. Lots of damage, lots of damage. We'll get another Forsaken going. We can just sort of hold this point very passively. I'm going to capture the low ground, so no problem over there. It's going to summon a few guys, so let's just leave these spawn in the intermission area. Nice, and then we'll just sort of keep scrapping it out. I'm just going to keep saving up for winds of magic to pressure down Be'lakor. That's my main play here. And we should be able to get a lot of poke damage. Or at least drain his ammunition with his skirmishers. He's playing quite aggressively with them, which in general is to my advantage, I'd say. So we just sort of keep trading up. We even have a little bit of space here for my guys to capture a point. I can play it very far back, force him to capture it, and then I think we're okay. There we go, and we're on the double cap now. Let's go ahead and get the blues going. We'll get the Forsaken wall going. And then I want some mobility. A chariot will be great for dealing with this sort of heavy infantry style of play. He's bringing a lot of them, so definitely want to get that out as much as possible. It's going to get a little bit of capture here, but it's not actually going to be that much. And honestly, Be'lakor's taking so much damage from Kairos. It's not even funny, man. Kairos is just such a beast. He's such a beast, the ultimate Lord Sniper. Oh my goodness. Now, he's spending a lot of ammunition here. This means that in the late game, I might be able to get an ammunition lead with my guys. That would be very, very nice for someone who's taking a whole lot of skirmishers. Over here, I think my chariot should be able to defend that just fine. Then we have the blues here to finally help defend. We're forcing him to move forwards, too. This naturally puts him in a worse position because we'll be able to just take a fight near our spawn. And that's going to be pretty good for us. Now over here, he does have his infantry. They're not going to capture this point anytime soon. He's going to do a little bit of a rotate here. With how many skirmishers, we'll see. I don't want to rotate with everyone. We're just going to keep contesting this area. I might even get some Exalted Flamers, but I feel like a little bit more infantry to deal with Hellstriders is just a better play. And nice. Looks like we've successfully defended this point. We've successfully defended this point. And now we're sort of just at a standstill. Kairos, we still have a million winds of magic. He's going to be summoning some Aspiring Champions. Very interesting choice. Now that's a hot take. Aspiring Champions. Oh boy, that's a really interesting one. I would say Aspiring Champions aren't they're not the strongest guys in the world. I can distract the skirmishers by poking his guys. Or yeah, they're not the strongest units in the world, but they could do pretty well. Let's see. I think it is time I get a Flamer here. They should be well enough defended with all of my other guys nearby. Let's go ahead and get a good old blue fire on him. He's going to push forwards, but on the retreat, skirmishers are just great for getting in there, sort of poke damage going. Nice, and then I got my own skirmishers over here that just have free range because he's overcommitted here. And thanks to our shields, we've barely taken any damage. Honestly, Be'lakor's already at half. This is really good. Now, he's going to be summoning in some of those good old Hellstriders. We want to be very careful around them. Do not want to take a bad engagement with them. Let's see, over here, we're fairly well defended, especially just because we have our armor. Let's swap them out with the spears real quick. And then we're just going to get ready for the defense of this point over here. Now, I don't want to play too aggressive here. We want to play generally pretty conservatively, pulling back as far as we can, and then focusing on just the value trades as much as possible. Over here, we have the Flamers, so they should be able to clear out that infantry nice and fine. And then over here, the Hellstriders, I'm not too worried about them. We even have a couple units of Screamers that can come in and do a bit of an intercept on them. As for my skirmishers, we want to kite out Be'lakor as much as possible. Just gonna keep poking them down. Nice, and we might even be able to get a good old pick over there. So overall, pretty good. Be'lakor is getting pretty low now. I think we can be a little bit more aggressive here. With my Storm of Fire, I'm feeling a bit more confident about this situation. So I'm sort of happy taking this fight. We'll see though. I don't want to be too aggressive here. Let's get the Kairos and support this area real quick. Let's get another unit to make sure that the cavalry fight over here goes okay for me. And then there we go. We just charge those guys, hit up the Be'lakor, keep cutting out his infantry. This makes it quite a bit harder for him to sort of deal with this situation. The terror spawn over there will be great. And then I think Kairos can sort of just focus on helping out this fight. Let's see, what do I want to throw down, though, to really assist? I'm not entirely sure just yet. The chariots are in a little bit of a weird position, too. I don't know. I think I would really want to snipe out Be'lakor, honestly. Be'lakor's a menace. We want him down as fast as possible. Over here, honestly, things are going great for me. So I'm not that worried about that. Let's pull these guys back. And then, yeah, we're just gonna... You know what? Let's just do this. Cover their retreat path. Make it a little bit harder for those skirmishers to get out of there. If they have to pull forwards, I'd say overall that's a loss on their part. Then my skirmishers just pull back from these Hellstriders. We've got Screamers who send on top of them too. And this Be'lakor is nearly down. Our bombardment has done vicious amounts of damage. We have another big old AoE that we can throw down here. And I can kite away these guys too, which is pretty great. As for Be'lakor, I'm just going to throw down a net on him. Hit him with the missile spell. There we go. Most of these guys are going down. What do I have left over here? Mostly just Furies. I'll send them in to take these guys out. We'll go ahead and hit up the Be'lakor also. And then pull some more infantry to support. But it's a little bit sketchy. It's a little bit sketchy. I think overall, sort of depends on how well we can deal with the Be'lakor here. He's a bit of a menace. That Pit of Shades is huge too. But I did win the cavalry fight, which is pretty big. Be'lakor should be down soon enough. Let's get these flamers going. Spawn have traded okay. But yeah, I want to really deny him his healing. So that means I need to have fewer units routing off the battlefield real quick. And then I got to deal with these aspiring champions who are going to be a big pain for me. I have some flamers moving on in. They'll be able to do well. Over here, he's starting to summon very aggressively on that left side. But I think with Kairos poking down Be'lakor, we're okay. We're okay. It's not amazing, but it's not the worst in the world either. I think especially with these flamers here, that should help. And then we have some more skirmishers to just sort of support that fight. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It really depends on how well those aspiring champions do, I guess. They might be able to crush it, maybe not. I gotta focus on dealing with this Be'lakor though. First and foremost, he's by far the most valuable target to take out. Of course, I also have some flamers who would very much happily take a lot of these fights. Okay, and there's another blue fire, so we'll see if that pokes him down. Chariots are away. Skirmishers need to get there. Nice, flamers are doing okay. Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy. Getting some nice work done by this mobile air squad, but it's gonna be a while before I recapture this point. Let's position my flamers and see if I can get a big ol' flamethrower on the Be'lakor, man. I would love to get a blue fire on him. Come on, can I net him? Yes. Yes, I can net him. That's very big. Now, he gets a nice blue fire, but I think that's basically it for him. I don't think there's really much he can do to stay alive over there. So now I just got to worry about retaking these points over here. And that means clearing out a whack load of infantry. Oh my goodness. You have a lot of infantry sort of everywhere. And I need myself some infantry. So that means getting some Forsaken here as fast as possible. Be'lakor lived against all odds. That's terrifying. We're gonna need Kairos to get back in the air real quick. He's gonna shut down my flamers over there too, which is very bad. That's not good. Come on, Kairos. Oh, and he desummons them. He desummons the Be'lakor. Dang, that's a good play. That's a good play. Well, we'll see how this pans out. I have my chariots. They're going away. We have, you just want to capture 1 point as fast as possible. When behind, just capture 1 point at a time, and you'll generally fare a lot better. And we're just going to be spamming out infantry because overall, I'd say we've traded fairly well so far. I think, yeah, I think we've traded fairly well so far. So let's just go ahead and take this point real quick. Let's bring these guys back. We don't want them to be getting killed by Hellstriders. They should be able to kite them out in theory. Okay, looks like we are capturing 2. Very nice, very nice. Nice, and then I can just start summoning mobility. Now, infantry is a little bit faster at capturing, but these guys are faster at sort of hitting up multiple points at once. Going to be very important for a situation like this. So Kairos, he's doing okay here. And then for my skirmishers, they're also doing fine. Now the aspiring champions are going to be a pain. Honestly, I'm not sure exactly how I want to deal with them. We did capture this area. I think we'll just sort of push forwards because I have mostly infantry here. And then use them to capture the next. I can use screamers to give my guys a little bit of cover. And then I'm not too worried about him stealing this point. I think with Kairos and a couple spawn, those guys shouldn't be too much of a problem. I have to be real careful though about these here Hellstriders. They are a pain to deal with. Okay, more screamers are here. That's definitely going to be very good. Kairos is helping out. And I want to bring the chariots on over too. Alright, nice. So he's summoning in some Forsaken. They'll be quite good. I'm surprised how well my warriors are doing over there, though. They've been faring exceptionally well. Okay, and let the second phase of the battle begin. So I gotta deal with these guys. His cavalry is gonna be a pain. I think I need to start... I'm gonna get some blues here. That was a bad idea. He has Hellstriders there. They'll do great versus blues. But over here, at least, I think we'll be able to steal the point quite quickly. And then I should be able... Oh, dang, he's going for the back point. Okay. I'm sort of okay with that. I'm sort of okay with that. So the chariots can just sort of help there. And then I think if I can just get a little bit of poke damage, I'm going to overcast just for a little bit more damage. Usually it's not efficient, but efficiency doesn't matter when you have the lead here. Okay, nice. Nice. So we capture that point. We have this point over here. And we're going to be able to start bullying his Hellstriders. Unfortunately, we didn't get him to rout off. We didn't get to kill Bellicor. So it's going to be much harder to rout off these guys. But I think we're still okay. Let's get another skirmisher here. The mobility, of course, is always very important. And then, oh, dang, he actually retook the point with his sick infantry. Dang, okay, well, we have a bit of a fight on our hands then. This is going to be a lot to deal with. Let's go ahead and just get that bombardment there to start pressuring that area. I think this should go okay for me. That's mostly infantry here. I have mostly skirmishers. I think that's in my favor. I just need more infantry though. What do I have? I can get some Forsaken going. That'll help, but it's not amazing. I think that's what I have to go for though. At the very least, we tear out these guys. And then I'll have Forsaken here in a second. I'll have my blues here in a second. Come on, Forsaken, come on. Honestly, I think I need the Forsaken here on this far area. I think that's just better. Alright, there we go. Blues can barely stand on that point. We're gonna slowly get the capture on this area. That should work out fine. Thank goodness those aspiring champions routed off, but man, oh man, do I need my horsemen on this point. It's gonna be a sketchy one. It's gonna be a very, very sketchy one. Overall, I'd say we have a slight lead, but it's definitely nothing amazing. And he's gonna keep on summoning forces here, so I need to keep reinforcing to make sure he doesn't capture that. Over here, I can't move these spears. I need to retake that point as fast as possible, but I also need to defend this. So it's gonna be a little bit sketchy. Thankfully, we do manage to take over this area, though, and that should put an end to his shenanigans. I'm gonna get a Fury just because I need more speed. There we go. Kairos gonna fly on in over here. Come on, I just gotta capture this as fast as possible. We are capturing that, thankfully, but he's gonna take this point back if I'm not careful. That's gonna be really, really stressful. At least we managed to secure that area. I think I can start bringing my Forsaken over here. Honestly, we should just hunker down on that area. And I think Kairos has done it. Kairos is a beast here. He killed off the Bellicor. Just gotta take this point now. It's gonna be a bit of a slow cap. Of course, I'll still have horsemen here. But I think we're gonna win it with 2 minutes to spare. It's gonna be extremely close though. Kairos definitely needs to rout those guys off as soon as humanly possible. There we go. We've taken this point, which means my skirmishers can now re-rotate over here. And it seems like his cavalry is not enough to secure this point. So we finally have a triple cap on him. And now we just have to not get army wiped. Oh my goodness, that was a stressful game. If he does take this point, we do have time, thankfully. And he is sort of just throwing his units here into the midst. So I think we can sort of just trade him here, just out-trade him. It's always hard to out-trade when there's Hellstriders involved, but I think we'll be able to do it. And my kite over here should be fine. We've secured that far point, and we're finally recapturing this. Oh my goodness. What a game, what a game. He's gonna keep summoning in Hellstriders and Marauder Horsemen, but we just have a little bit too much here. A little bit too much mobility. Oh my goodness. I think I can finally pull these skirmishers over here. I really don't want him to steal any of these points anymore. I was really happy about getting the spears, by the way. They saved my butt. They saved my butt. As without them, it would have just been really, really bad trades all around. Okay, nice. I think my chariots can start clearing those guys out. Let's get one more unit of horsemen. A little bit inefficient summoning them early, but I just need them here faster rather than later. Nice. Oh, huge volley over there too, thank goodness. I can chase these guys off now. Okay, nice, and we've successfully gone the triple cap and a win. A little bit sketchy. I wish I had been able to kill Bellicor earlier. The loss to his leadership would have been huge. But otherwise, I'm very happy about my composition. We really secured ourselves against this sort of mass Hellstrider type of play. Just with sort of the right composition, I think. Let's get in some more Furies here. Pull the chariots back, try and distract these guys as long as possible. He's gonna go for the last Hail Mary play to try and retake this point, but I don't think he'll be able to fast enough. You never know though, so let's be a little bit careful. Let's get my skirmishers over there too, and there we go. Victory! Oh, does Houseplant have it? No, he did not. We actually had 2 minutes to spare, or we had a little bit under 2 minutes, like 100 seconds to spare. Closer to like a minute and a half, which is a comfortable amount of time, but relatively stressful. Kairos with the near 5,000 value. I think he was an amazing pick here. His ability to shut down the skirmishers is great, and our own skirmishers just got a million value. Of course, his Hellstriders are really, really scary. Like, look at that value, but we just sort of had the composition to take him. And I don't think he could have pushed my point with them either. He needed the infantry, so it was a rough situation for him to be in. GG. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the next match. Let's see here. Replays. And then autosave. Autosave 1. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and send that to Turin. And then we'll get on to the next match. Oh my goodness. So the next map is Battle for Itza. Correct. Let's go ahead and get our army blocker going. And then we can go ahead and get our second army. So this one's going to be Vampire Counts against Dark Elves. For all intents and purposes, we should not be losing this. Vampire Counts are an insanely strong faction right now. And really, they don't... Against a faction like Dark Elves, are in general pretty happy about that. So I gotta say, I'd be very surprised about losing this, but Houseplant is very likely to go an all-in build to try and exploit a weakness I did not account for. So it's gonna be a little bit scary depending on what he actually decides to bring. He might actually have a very proficient build against us. So I have to be very careful that I have sort of everything in working order. Make sure that I have a good counter to everything imaginable. And then we'll be fine. Then we'll be totally fine with no issues whatsoever. But this is a scary one because this has the highest potential for me throwing. You know, the higher you are, the further you can fall. So it's not exactly what the saying is, but it gets a point across. Yeah, that was pretty close. That's pretty close. Chaos against Tzeentch is a very fun matchup. There's actually a lot of back and forth going on. The Screamers especially are so good against the Hellstriders, but... and then Tzeentch's Skirmishers are great. Of course, Kairos is just an amazing, really strong guy. I think in a previous patch, Houseplant would have won that, but On this one, Tzeentch just had a bit of a leg up. A crazy thing, though, is in 2 games, we're going to have to play the other side of the matchup as Chaos. So we'll see if we can win on both fronts, then we'll be okay. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Yeah, the Medusa build. That'd be a Chad build for sure. Do I think it'll be a very strong build? Probably not. Probably not, but it would be pretty exciting. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, a Turin's gonna be able to cast with the mods now, with the proper like tracking and value stuff. That's exciting. That's really exciting. Is this the same as the Turin tournament? Well, it's the same as the thing he's hosting right now. If you want to look at his stream, he's in the description. Feel free to go and give him a hello. But yeah, so this one should be an interesting match. I've bought a pretty standard Vampire Counts build. It's the usual, some Grave Guards, some Crypt Horrors, a little bit of Skelly zombie spam. It's about as vanilla as you can get. We have the 2 mana batteries, a million raised dead summons, and of course, Wind of Death Madness forever. This is a really nice combo. Then we have the Necromancer for sort of just dancing around. He's on a horse. It's gonna help him move him around better for raised dead in case we need it. We might not, but we might. Then we have a big old healing engine over here. These guys will be healing 0.2 every second. 0.2 every second. That's gonna be great for him. And then we got the Spirit Leech on Manfred. He's gonna be great. Spirit Leech and Raised Dead's always very strong. We don't need another Wind of Death caster. I think 1 is fine. And then, of course, these guys should be able to just heal themselves up really efficiently. So I think this should be an okay build. Let's take a look at the situation. He's brought a little bit of Kite, a little bit of Dread Spears. Nothing too crazy, though. I don't think he has Shade Spam. Yeah, he just has the Malekith in the air. Malekith can heal a lot, so Spirit Leech is basically dead to me for at the moment, but that's completely fine. I see the Dread Spears, interesting. I think we just sort of spam Crypt Horrors then. I don't want to spam too many Skeletons because they don't trade that well. Crypt Horrors will generally do a lot better. And then if I can land some breath attacks, we should be fine. I'm just thinking we'll just sort of sit back, relax, hold these points, drain as much ammo as possible with some zombies. And then, as long as my Grave Guards stay in good HP, we'll be fine. A couple more zombies just to buffer against those hand bows. We don't want to take too much damage from them. And I will dodge with my zombies just to be a little bit more annoying. It's not that the zombies are expensive, it's that his ammo is. So the more I can sort of stall that out, the better. We'll see how aggressive he actually decides to play here. It looks like he's actually moving up quite aggressively. But overall, you can see the hand bows. They've used up a good amount of the ammo so far, and no cigar, no cigar. Not too much damage. Of course, you have the Wind of Death when the proper fighting starts. And we'll just sort of sit here for a little bit. I'm fine if he's draining his ammo. The Grave Guard will win me any fight, so there's sort of no problem there. Yeah, and it's just not a lot of damage. Now, I do have to still be very careful here. Yeah, I just have to be very careful in general. Let's see. I think I might want to Black Knights. They'd be good for outmaneuvering them, but it's nothing too crazy. Honestly, Horrors are probably just better. Looks like my Necromancers are doing a good job healing, and we can start pushing up now. All right, get another Crypt Horror over here. And now we get to see how in the world we're going to deal with the Malekith. Now, we do have healing overall. I think we'd be happy to take a fight against them. It's going to be capturing these points fairly quickly, which is a little bit sketchy, but not here nor there. And nice, we're getting a little bit of picks here on the Malekith. He pulls back, he gives me the points. He does capture that one though, which is a bit unfortunate on my part, but nevertheless, as long as the game isn't super close, it should be fine. Alright, nice. So let's just keep stalling him out with the zombies real quick. We have the captures going okay. And I think we just start Spirit Leech spamming Malekith. Honestly, that's not going to be too bad. He does take a lot of damage here. And we can heal up Manfred, so we'll just give him a single heal. That's totally fine. As for the zombies, yeah, they should be able to get that capture going. This is the first Soul Stealer of the day. Gonna be hitting... Oh, man, hits my Necromancers. That's painful. That's a painful one, but regardless, I think we're still doing pretty well on the ammo drain. And we can start healing up here too. So I'm not super worried, though. Even, yeah, the trading is sort of in his favor. I think it's time to get the Black Knight too. These guys are great for clearing up his infantry. Of course, we have the Grave Guard too. Malekith just diving in on these guys. Let's just keep attacking them. Honestly, not the worst plan in the world. I can even bring in my Necromancer so they can start getting their zombie summons going. And then Malekith should... if he doesn't engage, he's going to be in for a world of pain. So we'll see, we'll see. Let's get one zombie summoned here to get him distracted a little bit. One zombie summoned over here. Okay, no, he's gonna disengage instead. So let's ourselves disengage. And just make sure we keep holding these points. Honestly, it's as simple as that. As long as we're holding these two areas, we're pretty happy about the state of affairs. Of course, we have our zombies that can move around and cause distractions. His handbows aren't really getting too much value either. We'll get another Spirit Leech because I'm just made out of Winds of Magic right now. And then in a second, we'll be even able to get another big ol' heal. There we go. Then our Necromancers can get over there. And then I think a breath attack on these handbows is what would just really make my day. Ooh, but he dodges. Oh, and it's a good dodge too. Dang, alright. Well, that hurts me a little bit. He does get a nice dodge from my guys, but regardless, we're still trading up really well. He's starting to summon in a lot of sort of fighty forces now. Should be able to take another fight versus Malekith. I have to be ready for a big old soul stealer though. So let's just get our cavalry going. Our Grave Guard took a little bit of damage. There's the soul stealer. And it's time that we start getting some cycle charges off. So Manfred's of course a very strong fighter. We have infinite winds of magic, or at least near infinite winds of magic, to just keep up the fight. We just have to be a little bit careful that we don't take too bad of an engage. He's gonna be, I think he's trying to push me to heal cap too, which is a little bit scary. I have to make sure that he doesn't get too much efficiency there on me. But with the Devils of Schwarzhaven here now, I think that's gonna be a nice tipping point. Of course, my Grave Guard are gonna be amazing here, and the Devils can just start terror routing his forces. We have the Corpse Cart here, and a big old blob, so I'm not too terrified about the state of affairs. Can even get a big old heal on these guys. And he's actually not summoning in that much cavalry, which is an interesting play. I think overall, cavalry is not too great against count, so he's definitely not incentivized to be spamming them. But it helps me out greatly. Now he is going to start taking this point. It's a little bit scary. I think if I just get my two Necromancers there, it's fine though. Of course, we have the Grave Guard crew over here. And then we can just punish Malekith with our forces if we need to. He's going to be doing a good job securing this area, though. Not a fan of that. And oh my goodness, that's a big ol' soul stealer, ain't it? That's going to be pretty painful for me. But potentially a nice breath attack? No, he gets out of there with the Malekith too. And then now I'd say things are actually a little bit scary. I wouldn't say it's over by any means, but it's a little bit scary. Let's see here. Let's get the cavalry in here. Alright, let's get the Wind of Death. Clear out his infantry. I should have used the Wind of Death a bit earlier, but what can you do? Let's get another heal off. There's the Wind of Death. Massively just clears out a ton of guys there. Okay, now he's summoning the Cold One Knight, so this is a good time for my dogs to start getting underway. Yeah, I should have done the Wind of Death way earlier, but what can you do? We'll just focus on trading here for now. We want to make sure Malekith doesn't end us. Malekith is out for blood. You can just smell it in the water. And let's see here. I need units I can sort of trade better, honestly. Let's get another Spirit Leech off. Keep on running. Keep on running. We don't want to stick there for too long. Come on, Manny. Get out of there. Yeah, we're going to summon some suicidal bats here. Alright, let's pull these dogs back. And then we've lost this fight over here, but we're going to recapture the point over here, which is good. There we go. And then I need to be getting more Winds of Death, honestly. That was a big misplay on my part. Winds of Death would have been huge earlier on, and I sort of just whiffed that hard. Regardless, we must continue. Let's go ahead and get a breath attack here. And then I got to deal with this. Man, he's trading up really, really well. I really should have just done more Winds of Death. The regrets. Oh my gosh, look at that. He's annihilating me here. Brutality, man. Well, I gotta figure out a way to come back somehow now. But I think he's done it with the Malekith. He's been such a just total pain here for my army. I don't really have too many options versus him. Yep. Oh man, that's gonna be a rough one. Still though, we'll keep scrapping it out. I don't have the Devils of Schwarzhaven anymore, which is really rough. Let's get another heal off here. Come on, just kill the man. Yeah, Manfred's not gonna come out of this one alive, I think. Dang it. Dang it. Oh my gosh. That one Wind of Death that I got off was so much damage. If I had only just spammed that out a little bit more. Alright, well, we'll keep scrapping it out. We'll keep scrapping it out. It's not over till it's over. There's always opportunities to come back in value. I do have the Devils of Schwarzhaven here. We're getting some good cycle charges on Malekith too. Potential for a lot of terror routes on his guys. So it's not entirely over. There we go. There's a big old dive. He's gonna get another Soul Stealer, of course, as he's wont to do. But I think now we get the Devils on top of him, and then we get the Manfred fight, and we just pray that he dies. We pray that he dies and that Manfred doesn't die. Now, of course, that's easier said than done. Well, actually, I guess praying isn't too hard, but there we go. He's gonna get the win. Ah, dang it, with the mass infantry. I wish I had a Mortis engine. I was thinking about a Mortis engine, but I was like, nah. The Winds of Death will totally win it. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the hit. There goes Manfred. All right. Nice, nice. GG, GG. Let's go ahead and save the replay. And then name that. Dang. He played that really well, though, honestly. He played that really well. The Malekith got 6,000 value. But yeah, I just should have spammed more Wind of Death. He has mass infantry. That was just sort of I think that was just a lack of experience on the Vampire Count's part. Unfortunate. The stream isn't over. It's until we play different opponents until we lose a best of 7, so. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, I needed more of like a Graveguard. I need more Graveguard and Crypt Horrors, honestly. I did max out on at 3 and 3, which was good. I wonder if there's a way that I could have killed Malekith better. Like, I could have gone more all-in on the air. But I should have just Wind of Death. Soul Stealer OP, I know, right? Well, at least we get the next army. Let's get the army blocker up. We get the next matchup, which I would say is fairly favored for me. It's Dark Elves against Nurgle. This one should be good. We've seen Dark Elves against Nurgle once, and it went really bad for Nurgle. The question is whether or not Houseplant has some shenanigans that will help him come back here. I'm not completely opposed to him having something that could do really well, but I think we're still okay. Let's see here. Is this what I want? I guess I could do something a little bit different here. Man, that Malekith, though. Malekith is such a beast. He's such a beast, man. He really just annihilated me. Alright, nice. Let's try this build out. Now, if we lose this one, that would be insanely bad. That would be so bad. I think losing the Counts game was already a bit of a throw. Winning the Tzeentch game was sort of winning a 50-50 matchup, so we'll see. Yeah, winning the Tzeentch game was good for us, but man, I think that this sort of puts him in a really good position because he's gonna have Counts against Greenskins in a bit, and I really don't think Greenskins can win that. Yeah, Nurgle full range, that'd be something. Let's see, what faction banner do we want here? Let's go red. Some red versus green action. Yeah, I needed more Winds of Death or like a Mortis engine. That would have won it easily. Spent a lot of money on my casters and I didn't make the most use of them. I was just spamming out a bunch of other abilities. Alright, here we go. Take number 2. Take number 2. I wonder how a Mortis engine would have done, though. He definitely had options to deal with it. I don't think I could have countercharged Malekith enough to really punish that, though. So I feel like he was pretty well in the favor there. But alright. In this next fight, it's going to be Dark Elves against the Nurgle. I'd say this should be incredibly favored. If we lose this, that would be so bad. Yeah, losing this one would be devastating, because that would put us in a pretty hard losing position, because we're technically already giving him a win in the ace match because of the matchup. So he would likely just, if we lose this, he's already 3-0. So that would mean we'd basically have to win every match after this. But I think our odds are fairly good. We have a double bolt thrower here. We got the dark shards. I'm feeling pretty confident about this. There's nothing special here. It's just a kite build against Nurgle, who is very bad against kite. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the Nurgle full range. That would be something. I don't think the soul grinders just don't have enough capture weight, really. They just get mauled in any single entity fight. So they generally have a rough time. See, how's his army? 11 units. He might have a lot of marauders, maybe some chaos warriors. But I'm gonna go for the Malekith style. I think the Soul Stealer spam is just great for me. We've seen how strong it is. And for his build, he has some Plague Bearers. Alright, nothing too special over there. Just a couple of plain old Plague Bearers. Let's get the Bolt Throwers up so we can attack them from further distance. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna summon in the Dark Riders. Dark Riders, great tool here against his guys. He's actually going all high ground, which is a bit of an interesting take. I think my kite definitely wants to go there, and then we just want a Soul Stealer, and he blobs that form. Nice. He only has a couple units over here to capture this point, but I think I can sort of shell them off, no problem. And then the Dark Riders here can start getting their poke game on as soon as humanly possible. Of course, we'll have Corsairs to actually hold ground. Very important thing to have. Alright. And now we see his army. So tons of Marauders, tons of Plague Bearers. He's going for HP primarily. Lore of Death with just Fate of Yuna. Not a bad pick. Nice. We can start getting some Corsairs. We'll get the Kitey Corsairs here. It's a little bit better. And we can get the Dark Shards and use them to sort of capture these points quite safely. And the Chariot's away. So they're going to look for targets to poke down. They have a lot of good potential targets here. They can also cycle charge, which is a great thing about these Chariots. They can just run you down if you decide to give them no large targets, and I will be doing exactly that. Plowing my way through those poor Nurgle Marauders. Nice, nice. And then we can pull these guys back, turn Fire at Will on, and then we can bully this Soul Grinder now. There we go. Soul Grinder should be having a rough day. Get another one of these guys, put him here. And the Soul Grinder is going to be taking a lot of damage. It's a large target. The Chariots have anti-large missiles, so they're very happy to be fighting this guy. Of course, we got the Malekith here too. We can throw down a big old Soul Stealer on top of all of that there cavalry. And they shouldn't really do too much damage. There we go, there it is. And we should be able to get a lot of poke on his guys too. Now, he doesn't actually have any heals, which is a really interesting strat. He wants to go purely on the Fate of Yuna. It might round off my my guys here. Oh my gosh, was that an overcast Fate of Yuna? That's incredible damage for him, but nevertheless, we still have all the points. So I can even give up a bit of space here if I wanted to. But the crazy thing about Fate of Yuna is that it doesn't actually kill entities. So it's actually not that great of a position if these guys actually rally, and they do. That's going to be really rough for him. I think at this point, yeah, we just keep building up our skirmishing tools. And then just kite him into oblivion. This is Nurgle after all. He's not the happiest here. The Soul Grinder actually routes off my guys, though. Soul Grinder's been doing great, but I think the Malekith is just a little bit too much of a beast. He just is not going to die to anything here. Nothing in this area is going to be bullying him at all. So I think he's sort of fine. There we go. We even get our guys back over here. He's going to terror out a few fools. Nice. And over on the low ground, we still have all the capture points. So he looks like he doesn't really want to push into that area. We'll be able to get another Soul Stealer here in a second. Let's pull back, see if we can pull him forwards a little bit. Here we go. And then we still need 2 wins of magic. So it's going to be a little bit before we can actually get the damage here. I can kite out with these coursers at least, so let's get them there. So man, that damage on the dark shards though is pretty painful. I must say. But overall, we're trading up immensely. We're trading up incredibly well right now. So I don't think we're too worried. Of course, Malekith taking a lot of damage never has me too happy, but we can always disengage with them if we have to. Let's pull with the coursers. He's gonna get another big old Fate of Buna, but we get a huge Soul Stealer on his guys. And I think, yeah, we'll just pull back with Malekith now. We'll just pull back with them, maybe get a breath attack off on these guys, see if we can get them to crumble or something. Maybe even on the Soul Grinder, honestly. Though I would expect Platypus to dodge, so let's not play too hasty here. There we go, more Corsairs. With the breath attack on his cavalry. And he's gonna be pushing onto the low ground now. Interesting. So I'd say, well, eventually he's gonna have to try and take these points. Regardless. He's gonna be starting to push out of the forest here. Let's get my Dark Riders going, but the problem about pushing down onto the low ground is I can simply do this, just push forwards with my guys, and then just start punishing them here. Let's finish off the spawn real quick, and then yeah, I can get a big old capture here. I think it's gonna be a little bit close. Honestly, it's not gonna be. It's gonna be a little bit close. It's gonna be a little bit close. So we'll see how that pans out. Honestly, I'd love to just go more like Corsairs here and just capture this high ground area. That just seems like a better idea in general. And then we can hopefully ward off the toads. If I can take out over this high ground, that's just great for me. It means that we'll be able to slow down his capture speed, and then it'll give us a little bit more time to kite, of course. Here I can start getting Dark Riders for those toads eventually. Nice, and we managed to take over the point. So, yeah, we just have to actually keep on fighting here and hopefully win it. Over on the low ground, it's going to be a little bit sketchy. Of course, he has a million toads starting to barrel towards me. We want to keep on running away from them as much as possible. Getting another Dark Rider here. Over here, it looks like the fight's going okay for us. But he's brought in the Nurglings to try and to steal this point. So it's going to be a little bit sketchy. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing in the world, but it's going to be a little bit sketchy. He might be able to take it. He might not. We'll see. So with these toads, I'm not too worried about them. We got one Dark Rider occupying both of them, which is really nice. Then the chariots can just come on in here and bully those Nurglings. At that point, I think we should be trading well enough where it's fine. Looks like the toads are suffering immensely to our Corsairs. Corsairs are just such an amazing unit. They do so much damage. Okay, then we'll have another Soul Stealer there in a second for his guys. Alright. Here we go. Big old Soul Stealer. Chariots, pull them in. And then get our Dark Rider crossbows. The Dark Rider crossbows are great for shutting down his... well, anything really. We just have to make sure that we don't get hit by some big old spells and we'll be fine. Spawn, anything large really. It'll be great for him. And I'm not really getting good line of sight here though. I guess it's because of my cavalry. The toads are going to be a little bit spicy now. That's actually a little bit scary for me. I think I probably have to get rid of my bolt throwers at this point before they become a liability. We're just going to keep fighting over here for now. See how well that goes. I can get another Dark Rider here and take out these here toads. Of course, he's going to get another Fate of Buna off. We'll just tank it. We'll see how this goes though. We'll see how this goes. He's actually starting to pull back here amazingly against all odds. Here we go. Let's see, what can I summon in that would be good? I guess more Corsairs for sure. And yeah, we just want to keep on kiting out these toads. Should work eventually. A repeater crossbow cavalry are great for that. There we go. The chariots are doing fine. We've killed off all the Nurglings, thank goodness. Took a while, but we finally got there. And then we can bring in the chariots onto the low ground to start sealing points. I think we have enough here to defend. So they'll be much better suited to sort of helping in this area. And as long as our crossbows do fine, we'll be okay. Probably want to get a Manticore too for a little bit of pressure. I don't really want to get a... You know what, let's just get a bolt thrower. It should be able to poke fairly well here. Alright, in the meantime, we got Malekith. He'll be cleaning up. Let's get these guys over here. We want to snipe his Lord with Malekith, primarily. That would be the best case scenario. As for all of these guys, he has pushed back my my range. Thankfully, we're still getting some pretty good damage here. And I just want to snipe out his lord at this point. He's caused me so much grief. His lord has caused me so much grief with his Fate of Bunas. It's been doing great for him, but I should be able to win that fight against him. Might even be able to pin him down with my chariots. Here we go. Bolt throwers can keep on poking. Nice, and we can sort of get the offensive back underway. We're still pretty good in terms of our value, so I'm not that worried. But we do have to sort of put the pressure on at this point. And that means, okay, there we go. He's going to desummon his lord. I guess having served his purpose, he's no longer needed. Nice, nice. He's been pretty on point about desummoning his lord, I must say. There we go, but we should be able to kill off these guys. Get a big old volley as they retreat. The toads are going down now. And now we should be able to bully these toads over here. We have a manticore. We have the single entity superiority, which is always exactly what you want to see. Let's get a breath attack on those marauder great weapons. Okay, and he's starting to reinforce on the high ground, but I think if we just double down on this low ground area, we should be okay. I gotta be real careful though not to run out of units to summon on in. Let's keep bullying these guys. Yeah, and I'm gonna get a regenerating harpy. They're not the best unit, but honestly, I'm sort of running out of options to summon in. I would love to get a resummon of some guys here. Let's see here. Yeah, those spawn are gonna be a pain. There we go. This is a big old soul stealer. We can start capturing this point now, I think. I believe. There we go. Yeah, and I think we can just start taking points. Let's get the harpies over here. These guys will be trying to clear off the Nurglings, and then if I can just recapture a few places, we'll be okay. Here we go. That's one area that's looking like it'll be okay. The harpies can sort of start filing on in. Geez, this is really tense though. He's been trading exceptionally well, but we finally get that secured. He's gonna be retaking the high ground. There's not really much I can do about that. So let's actually just bring down the harpies. Make this situation a little bit better for myself. Get the Malekith here. Come on, get the chariots back, because I want to summon them in, of course. Alright, and let's brace for these toads. I really don't want them hurting my guys too much, so we're just gonna give them a little bit of a booster there. And then we're just gonna ignore the high ground and go for a double cap on the low ground. I think that's sort of our best plan. Get a couple, crossbow guys over here. Okay, nice, we finally have this low ground secured. Man, he's been scrapping it out hard. Nevertheless, we have the low ground secured. At least in a second here. We'll have these Dark Riders in a second. It's gonna be huge. Nice, nice. Dark Riders are popping on in. They'll be offering their capture weight. Manticore to kill off the toads, and he's mostly spamming Nurglings now. Nurglings is a good sign because they generally trade terribly versus what we have to offer. So as long as we sort of bring in the right units, it should be okay. And there we go, where the cleanup is commencing. He doesn't really have too many units left here, and it should be a win. Not as brutal as the last time, but I think killing off the Soul Grinder helped us out a lot. And then desummoning some units to bring them back, of course, helped us actually have enough guys here to steal a point, because he almost is gonna be holding this point for us to for it to become a loss for us, but we're fine. Man, sketchy though, sketchy. All right, let's get another soul stealer down on this entire blob. Dark Elves gonna be winning it again. Dark Elves apparently just the menace today. And we can start prepping for the high ground take with some Corsairs. All right, there we go. Lots of crumbling. Without question. At once. Yeah, another round of rebalance changes could put domination in a really good place. Honestly, right now it's already pretty fun, but there's a little bit too much of the same factions, I find. We're seeing a lot of very common factions, though I feel like the range play is getting a little bit more prominent nowadays. There we go, there's a capture point, and Housepine concedes. Nice. He knows that we could have won it with just a cap on the low ground, but yeah, I think Malekith is still a beast. We didn't play him as well as we could have, but I think killing the Soul Grinder was great. And then after that, I was just kiting him out. Honestly, the chariots were good. I think I should have taken more repeater crossbows, just because they don't run out of ammo and they do so much more damage. Yes, they will die to Buna, Doesn't really matter, though. This guy didn't get that much value. He only got 3 Bunas off the entire game. That's not huge for him, so... GG. GG. Alright, so we're at 3 now. G. Let's get the army blocker up and get the next game. Man, having preset builds makes us go by so much faster. Yes. Okay, so now we're playing Chaos into his... We're playing Chaos into his Tzeentch now. Now, generally, most people would say this is... Well, I don't know. I think he thought this was Chaos favored. So this should be good for me. This should be good for us. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah, there's a video on my channel about zooming out. It's called Debug Camera. Whew. Alright, so we're 2-1 against Houseplant. Then we have to play Chaos into a Tzeentch. And then, we have to play Chaos into a Tzeentch. Then we have to play Norsca into his Demons of Chaos. Those are 2 perfect opportunities to win it. So I think... Well, we'd have to... It's between this one, Chaos into Tzeentch, Khorne into his Norsca, and my Norsca into his Demons of Chaos. Now, we did throw against Demons of Chaos once, which should have screwed me over, but I think if we can win this one, we basically won the tournament. If we lose this one, then I have to win the next 2. We just can't get to the ace match against Vampire Counts. We just can't. Though then again, the Counts did lose the last match. It's a non-zero chance that the Counts will... Maybe we'll see a double loss with the Counts, who knows. You can recruit unlimited amounts of lords as beastmen from turn 1 by loading save lords. That's hilarious. Not a cheese I would want to do, just because of the prep, and because obviously it's hella cheesy, but... Pretty fun. It's fun to know about these things. I think he's setting up his army. At Houseplant. Map. Get the map. Gotta remind him. Don't want to play an Arnheim again. This build is set for a non-Arnheim situation. It'd be fun to do on oh yeah, on a max difficulty campaign. Yeah, that'd be really fun. Come on, Houseplant. I'm not readying up until the map is set. Alright, let's see. Map is showing Arnheim. How do I signal to him? There's no in-game chat, so there's a chance he just doesn't see my messages. Do I have to do this? Just like change my faction a bit? Come on, Houseplant. Look at the messages. What are you doing? Alright, we'll DM him. Map is showing as Arnheim. Come on, this is why lobbies take so long to make, guys. This is exactly why they take forever to set up, because there's always some weird shenanigan. Now he's just locked in there forever. Not gonna look at the map. He's not gonna look at my messages either. He's just honed in. He's honed in. Maybe he left to get something. I think there's a non-zero chance that he readied up and just got like a cup to drink or something. It's not a great situation, but you know. Oh, come on, Houseplant. Come on, Houseplant, don't do this. Morse code. Can I Morse code with the faction select? Oh, what if I just hover Beastmen? What if I just hover Beastmen? Do I just ready up as Beastmen? Load into the wrong map? Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's gone. He's just gone. He's just nothing left of him. This is, come on. He probably doesn't have a second monitor. There we go. There we go. The Beastman hover has done it. Oh my gosh, we done it. We got there. Alrighty, nice. Let's get underway. Here we go. So, double check that I have a caster. I do. Sweet. Nice. Let's get into this match. He thinks that it's Chaos favored, so I would say chances are okay against a faction like Tzeentch. It's a little bit better. Morse code at the ready up button. Yeah. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to be playing a fairly similar build to what he had taken against me, except this time I'm going to be running Sigvald instead of Bellicor. And I'm going to be trying to win the skirmish fight a bit better. Of course, he has the Kairos, which is very rough. Kairos can really bully my kite, but I think we're okay. I think I'm going to also play around this area. This area is perfect when it comes to a mobility type playstyle. If you're a much more mobile faction, you have this lane cutting through here that doesn't exist in this area. That lets you flank any guys trying to transition. So obviously that's a big plus. We also have much more elite skirmishers than he did against us last time. There's a whack load of Marauder horsemen. That's a whack load. Do I want to hang back though? I might want to hang back. Regardless, we have Sigvald. He's going to chill here. Take the middle. We have some warriors that can pressure this area. And I'm just going to try to pull them apart a little bit, I think. Because in general, I have the much better superior mobility advantage. So it all comes down to this. Can I use my mobility here to defeat him? We've brought our skirmishers into play. He has a Kairos. It's about a similar loadout except for Pendulum instead of the weird AoE, Harmonic Convergence, also a good one. So I don't wanna get spammed by blue fire. That just sounds like a bad time. So we're just gonna chill and do something else for a bit. He's gonna pull back and not get blue fired. In the meantime, Sigvald can just head on towards the middle. He has no fear in the world. If he does start getting bullied, we can summon in some Hellstriders, and he's going to be locking down this area. Don't think Kairos would take a fight against Sigvald. In general, if anything, it just wastes the vigor of Kairos, so I call that a plus. Let's get a horseman over here, nice and safe. What's he doing? Ah! Blue fire on my warriors. Not too bad, not a pretty good play overall. It looks like he's going to be going for the middle. Okay. So I'm going to be going for this side area over here. We're going to push forward with Sigvald because he's an indestructible menace that will not take no for an answer. And for his army, it's just going to be some Chaos Warriors. Some Chaos Warriors. Okay. It's a million Chaos Warriors. Not too bad. Not too bad. I don't want to take a fight versus him, though. In general, yeah, I don't want to take a fight versus Chaos Warriors. Instead, we're going to start summoning in some Hellstriders. Get some Hellstriders on the flank to cut off his skirmishers if I have to. Of course, we got the Sigvald here. Nice blue fire on his part. How much damage will it do? Not too much, though, thankfully. So that's fine for me. We've positioned ourselves so that he sort of has to be in a really awkward position over here. We can just get the 2 points and force better engagement for us. Sigvald's fine just sitting here fighting forever. I don't think he'll hit his heal cap facing off against these guys. Some spawn summons, though, is a nice play from Houseplant. I want to get my guys sort of repositioned to deal with that. Sigvald's just going to fight some halberds, honestly. He's totally happy doing that. Alright. My question is, yes, I do want to get my caster. Caster's going to be very important here, as he can Fate of Yuna down these horsemen if they get low enough. Going to be really good. I need to capture that point as soon as possible. Then we just got to keep poking with our skirmishers over here. And then, yeah, we're just going to wait for him to take a bad fight. I don't need to take this fight here, because generally that would not go my way. Sigvald's going to be trading up here. I think he's already, yeah, he's punched through those shields over there, which is very good. Of course, my skirmisher should be able to poke down his. I need to be really careful not to be overzealous there, though. I'm just going to get another halberd. Honestly, halberds are so good in a chaos matchup. They'll be great. Nice. And then I can go ahead and... What is this overcast? It doesn't overcast. He just did 1,000,000 damage to my guys earlier. Okay. I forgot that it didn't have an overcast. That's a misplay on my part, but... There we go. There's a Fate of Yuna. Kairos used a lot of his Winds of Magic earlier in the fight, so he's sort of a little bit more spent. He'll have a harder time killing my caster, and honestly, my caster's so cheap that he's sort of fine in this situation. Fate of Yuna did a load of damage there. Fate of Bune is just a great anti-cavalry spell. If you want cavalry shut down, that's your answer. And there we go, a blue fire. Thankfully, this guy actually has a lot of armor, so he won't be taking too much damage overall. You can start bringing in the Hellstriders to get these guys in an awkward position, make it so his cavalry can't really maneuver too well. There's the Screamers, which is a nice choice. We're gonna just pull away from them. I don't want to take a fight against Screamers just yet. They are a menace for me. And yeah, we'll just sort of sit back here, relax, get my Hellstriders to safety, avoid vicious AoEs that are about to drop on my Marauder Horsemen. We'll be fine. There we go, and Sigvald's been doing a great job too. Sigvald's amazing for these types of situations. Hellstriders have caught out his cavalry. That is huge. These guys can just seek refuge over there. Hopefully he forgets about his guys and we can just murder them. And then the skirmishers can now sort of start pulling back here. So we've basically just surrounded him and have just had a build that is really resistant to his sort of poke here. We're really trading up in terms of poke in general too. And I think this should be to our great advantage. This is why you generally want to have Sigvald too, if you are playing against Tzeentch. Sigvald is a menace. And he's never gonna die this game. I can assure you that. Sigvald will not really be suffering too much in this battle. Though it's not over yet. I have to be really careful that I don't get too overconfident. Okay, a pendulum drops. Oh my goodness. A pendulum drops for sure. Wow, that was a good pendulum. Really, really good pendulum on his part. Gonna be netting down my my caster too. Now this is a loss of Screamers for him. That is actually a little bit painful. But we'll see how it pans out. He's gonna be going for my caster. If he dies, he dies. We'll just call it an unfortunate turn of events. But overall, I'd say it's not too bad. It's not too bad. He's gonna get out of there. I still have my kite alive. We still have 2 capture points. So it's not really the worst. We'll have to be a little bit careful here about my units. I think at this point, I probably just want a chariot, honestly. Let's just get a chariot. I haven't been on point about my summoning, just because the micro is a little bit more important right now. Sigvald's still doing great, but there we go. Caster's back. Let's get that Fate of Bune going. Fate of Bune, really important for taking out his dear skirmishers. They are just so important to delete here. Oh, and a big bombardment on the Tzeentch side. That's going to be helping him a lot. Regardless, though, we still have all of these capture points, so it's not like he can really do too much. I might even want to get my guys over here. I have the mobility advantage, and as the fight goes longer, my Hellstriders will just get better and better. Hellstriders are an amazing tool against Tzeentch, just because they're in the late game. If you keep resummoning them, they can really stack up their buffs and do a lot of work in the late game, because they just keep building ward save. They can steal points really quickly. It's great. And in general, Tzeentch will just start to run out of mobility, which can be very painful for him. There we go, Sigvald, routing off a couple more guys. Very nice, very nice. We can start pushing onto this point more aggressively. I don't want to summon the dogs yet. The dogs are a pretty bad idea so far. There we go. Let's pull these guys in. Yeah, I just gotta get these chariots and just start plowing through his infantry. He actually doesn't have that much infantry. Chariot was a bit of a misplay, but we've been trading up so well in this game so far that I think it just doesn't matter and we're gonna win it regardless. It's a bit of a mess here, but we get the triple cap on him now. And now he's gonna be on his last legs. Triple cap is a great sign for us. It means that now we have the mobility advantage. We're trading up. And he's on a timer to end the game, which is really rough for Tzeentch. Have another Fate of Bune coming in a second. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Yeah, he's really starting to run out of units, I gotta say. I still don't want to summon the dogs, though. We want to make sure that we're trading up for the entirety of this game. He's going to be bringing in Spawn, too, which is the reason why I have Halberds and Forsaken. They trade really well into units like Spawn. And for Kairos, we basically just gave him no targets this game. The mountains make it really hard for him to shoot at skirmishers too. So I think that's just great for us. So what do I want to summon in? He summons in some Marauder Spears. Tells me I want a little bit more infantry, and I think I will. I'm gonna go for another unit of Forsaken, just for that cleanup. And then if we can resummon the Hellstriders as fast as possible, that's basically what our end game plan is. Hellstriders for days. Another nice pendulum from him. gonna be quite painful. But regardless, just Sigvald.
Destroy them!
Sigvald, that's the name of the story. Sigvald's just such a menace, man. It's like nothing Tzeentch can do against Sigvald.
Charge them!
He's a beast, man. He's an absolute beast. I just sent him into combat at the beginning of the game, and he's just been in combat at full HP and perfect vigor. And that's the scary part too. Sigvald gets stronger as the fighting goes on because all the other troops start to tire out. It's crazy, man. Alright, now it's gonna be starting to desummon the horsemen. At least a couple of them, just like I said. They are my end game plan here. They're the units that I want to be spamming out as we sort of get later into the battle. And then we just gotta resummon the Hellstriders. Oh, the Hellstriders are so good. Look at this. Soul Hunters. 1+1 leadership. Amazing. If they can chase off a couple Marauders, that would make my point a lot better. But for now, we'll just have to settle for that. Let's see, some Marauders. Okay, there you go. We just army wiped them. That's a rough time. That's a rough time. Yeah, I think Chaos on a map like that is insanely favored versus Tzeentch. Like, and not bringing Be'lakor helped me a lot too. I think that's basically how you want to play it. Alright. Let's go ahead and send the replay. Let's take a look at Sigvald on his way to paying for himself. And then, of course, our skirmishers were completely safe. Our armor was pretty safe. And then the Hellstriders just sort of ran in there and did so much damage. Like, we did so much damage, I had a useless 1,200 gold chariot. That was just brutal. And the Buna on his horsemen. Look at how much we shut down his horsemen. Very, very important. Alright. Whoopsie daisies, there we go. Yeah, we also dealt with the Screamers pretty well. As long as you sort of countercharge them, you're fine. In lower, more even cavalry fights, Screamers are a bit better, but there we go. Happy birthday, Aunt. My birthday's in December, so we gotta wait a little bit. How do you kill Sigvald? You don't. Simple as that. Yeah, you just gotta not kill Sigvald. Tzeentch, I don't even know if Tzeentch can kill Sigvald in 12 minutes. It's not an easy task. It really isn't. Sigvald's just a menace, man. Sigvald is, oh man, I don't know, man. He's just, I guess if you bring an Exalted Lord of Change and you constantly cycle charging him in the entire game, if you do that, so you have the Exalted Lord of Change, you're constantly cycle charging Sigvald, and then, what is this? Is this Death Pass? We're on Death Pass? See, the map is Death Pass. Alright. Alright. Yeah, we should be fine here. We should be fine. Yeah, so you got cycle charging with a big old single entity or foot characters. Now, Tzeentch doesn't have foot characters, which makes life a lot harder. So really, the only thing they can do is cycle charge with an Exalted Lord of Change. He has enough charge bonus, unlike Kairos, to eventually beat up a Sigvald. So you can sort of keep them, like, from going too ham. But if they play even remotely safe, it's just not worth it. It's less about can you kill Sigvald and should you, and more so should you kill Sigvald. Because Sigvald, the thing about Sigvald is that he only costs 1,400 gold. Imagine if someone could summon a unit of Chosen and it kept your lord busy for the entire game. It's just not worth it. It's not worth spending so much time killing him. He's just an extremely tanky guy. But you can bog him down with infantry and spawn, and he'll take a long time to kill those. So he sort of just does a bit of damage. He doesn't actually do that much damage himself. Yeah, there is Vlad too, but Vlad doesn't have the perfect vigor. And I think Vlad also lacks a shield, which makes him a bit weaker. In tests that I've done, I think Vlad is actually a decent amount squishier than Sigvald. It might be like a melee defense thing or an ability thing, but yeah, that's sort of my take on it. Tzeentch doesn't have foot characters, cries in Village. Yeah, if Village had armor piercing, he would actually be a decent fighter against Sigvald. He'd still lose in a 1-1, but Village would be able to have a little bit of teeth there. But yeah, he's not enough. Not without armor piercing. But here we go. It's Demons of Chaos. Demons of Chaos, generally a faction I would consider to be hot memes. I don't respect them at all, which is why I threw my last game against them. We're not going to let that happen again. And this time we're just going to play as our hearts out. So we got our Marauder champions. And then, yeah, we got a caster. We got the Throg. Empty Throg. He's just great because his regeneration is so good. And we'll be fine. Empire Captains. Yeah, Empire Captains against Sigvald. You need armor-piercing foot characters. But if you can get, like, 2 of them stacked on Sigvald, he will actually die quite quickly. Might even rout, too. Sigvald's, you can get him to rout. He's not indestructible. It's just never worth it trying to kill him. But regardless, here's the build. We got some pink horrors. We got the Be'lakor. Pretty vanilla chaos build. Be'lakor is coming on in with the Pit of Shades. Pretty standard. We're just gonna move in with our skirmishers and get some early damage off. This is because I knew he'd be bringing a lot of pinks and blues. And of course, we want to shut them down as much as humanly possible. And given his composition, probably want a chariot. Honestly. Probably just want to spam chariots and have a little bit of a little pokey poke. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can get some good poke against Be'lakor. He's gonna be dodging. Good dodges on his part. The javelins do keep on extending though and get a little bit of poke down on his guys. Be'lakor is gonna be dancing. We're gonna get our chariot summon, pop it over here. We're just gonna pull back with our skirmishers, get as much poke damage as we can. If I can kill off these blues, that would be huge. Let's see. There we go. Get a big old bombardment on them too. And then, let's see here. I'm just gonna get another chariot for that side point. But yeah, that bombardment's gonna be really good. Chapagua, thank you very much for the 10, by the way. Yeah, here we go. Second chariot time. I'm gonna pop on over there. It's a lot of damage on his front line. He did a little bit of poke to me with his blues, but it's nothing extraordinary. Then I think we can even get a little bit of another hound unit. I just want those guys to crumble as much as possible. And there we go, they're gonna start crumbling. Nice, so I think we're gonna be able to command the left and the right. Our horsemen have done marvelous damage versus his forces here. Only has a couple blues really, and they're getting absolutely kited out. Have you noticed how strong Nakai is in duels these days? Nakais have always been pretty good in duels. But yeah, he's much better now with that extra ward save. Unfortunately for us though, Nakai does sort of run into some other problems sometimes. See, I think we just start pushing up with our armor at this point. This Throg can keep those blues busy. This chariot's keeping Be'lakor busy, which is like the biggest trade in the world for me. If I can keep Be'lakor busy, he's got nothing on me. Really, he can't do much. Here we go, another Searing Doom to stop their retreat. We have another chariot coming on up. We just gotta start spamming berserkers. Yeah, this chariot, if we can just keep Be'lakor and a unit of flesh hounds busy, that is amazing for us, because now we can just rush on in here with these guys. He can't do that much damage to Throg because we focus fire down his ranged. And we're gonna have a 2-cap, which gives us a lot of space to sort of do whatever we want. I don't think we need the chariot to stay there for defense because of course we have just a good old... We have a million skirmishers to defend if we have to. Just gotta make sure we don't die to flesh hounds essentially. And speaking of killing flesh hounds, Beasts of Tashnar, if they're anti-large, are great for that. Nice. So looking pretty good, He has a couple pinks left that I would love to finish off. Throg, of course, needs to run for his life away from those cavalry, from the cavalry units over there. But my front line for sure is gonna be winning this. Now we just gotta pull the Throg out. The Houndos are going down slowly but surely. Maybe I can even keep on pressuring these blues. Get Be'lakor distracted again. There's a Pit of Shades though. Want to keep running with the Throg. Get these guys in. And then just ignore. I'm just gonna ignore Be'lakor, honestly. Maybe I'll focus fire Be'lakor if he's taking a fight versus Throg. That's not too bad. Oh dang, his flesh hound's actually routed off my guys. That's a little bit painful. Admittedly. Let's see how well Throg does. He should be okay. Throg is fairly strong. He wants to get a death head volley on him, which is understandable. Those are exalted pinks. That explains where the damage to Throg came from. Alright, I see. But there we go. We kill off his flesh hounds and our chariots are going to be back to distracting. And then after this, I think we won it. Honestly, a lot of people play Demons of Chaos, but I just don't think they have the teeth. Especially against Norsca. Norsca is insane. Let's get another Berserker. They're great for clearing. Got the dogs over here. And then Throg, the great thing too is that Throg does actually kill Be'lakor, which is just the greatest feeling in the world. Well, you know, with with a little bit of support from a million horsemen. But his anti-large is actually really good. I would highly recommend using Throg there. Alright, gets a few volleys off, but honestly we're still good. Also the slow on Throg stops Be'lakor from retreating, which is always very important. And there we go! Dang, Throg, what a beast! What a beast! Oh my gosh, I didn't expect Throg to win that hard though. Ah, but Be'lakor's gonna D-summon again. Come on, get him to crumbling. Get him to crumbling. I wanna actually kill off a Be'lakor. For once. There we go. We got him to crumbling. Alright. Nice. There we go, GG. I think that's it. We won, right? GG's. Alright. Well, pretty straightforward. Honestly, we had a lot of really good matchups. I think I totally threw the Vampire Counts one. But he played it exceptionally well. He played it really, really well. Props to Houseplant. Yeah, that's going to be it. That's game number 5. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and post that down over there. And that's it. That's the stream today. Man, way less stressful than Random Nicks. Yeah, 4-1 versus the Houseplant himself. Very good player, though. I think a lot of what happened today was just matchups. So we did win both sides of Chaos versus Tzeentch. So I think we can still claim superiority. Throg, absolute unit versus Be'lakor. Love him. Love his anti-large. And of course, Marauder Champions buff too. Really good option. Well, anyways, there we go. Yeah, check out Terran's stream in the description. I'm gonna go ahead and resume my vacation. I'll be back in like 2 days. Peace out, guys. Have a wonderful time.